Joining me to discuss this is our International Affairs Editor, Rob Parsons. Rob, break it down for us. What exactly is going on?
Well, it's certainly not looking good for the relationship between Israel and the United Nations, but we knew that was pretty bad in any case. Israel has been threatening to go into southern Lebanon ever since the start of this most recent conflict with Hamas in Gaza, when Hezbollah, although it did not allow itself to be sucked into the conflict on the side of Hamas, has been supporting Hamas by firing almost constantly since the start of the conflict into northern Israel, forcing 60,000 Israelis to evacuate from the regions along the border with Lebanon. For months now, Israel has been saying that it's not sustainable, that it's got to stop, otherwise its forces would go into southern Lebanon. The problem, though, is that in that part of southern Lebanon, there are 9,500 UNIFIL forces, UNIFIL being the United Nations operation in southern Lebanon, which has been going on since 1978, but particularly since the end of the 33-day war with Hezbollah in 2006 and the introduction of Resolution 1701, which gives UNIFIL a mandate to operate in that area and to seek to achieve the demilitarization of the zone. And therein lies the problem, because as far as Israel is concerned, there has been no demilitarization of the zone. On the contrary, Hezbollah has entrenched and is using the area to attack northern Israel. So as far as Israel is concerned, there is nothing to talk about. Hezbollah has to move from that area to the area north of the Litani River, which was mentioned in the agreement of 2006 as being the boundary beyond which Hezbollah should not be allowed to go. UNIFIL says that it is going to continue its operation, but it's difficult under present circumstances, given the position of the Israeli government, to see how this relationship between the two can be sustained under present circumstances.
So what's been the international reaction to these apparent attacks on UN peacekeepers, and what is Israel saying?
Yeah, well, we've had, over the course of the last few days, we've had at least 4 apparent attacks. On Thursday last week, Indonesian members of the peacekeeping force were in an observation tower. They came under fire, were injured falling from the observation post. The following day, 2 Sri Lankan soldiers that were part of UNIFIL suffered a similar fate. They were injured. Another soldier on Saturday came under fire. Then on Sunday, 2 Israeli tanks burst into an observation post in southern Lebanon as well. Protests all around, particularly, of course, from UNIFIL, which is outraged that its peacekeepers should come under this sort of attack. The role of Israel and the Lebanese government, it says, should be to allow freedom of movement to UNIFIL in southern Lebanon. It's clearly not happening. UNIFIL and the members that are party to it, and we're talking about a lot of countries here, around about 50 countries, have issued very strong protests, the most recent of which from Italy's Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, at the weekend. Italy is a contributor to UNIFIL at the moment, but also from Najib Mikati, the Lebanese Prime Minister, and also from the African Union as well, sent a joint protest just at the weekend. But Israel is quite clearly sticking to its guns. It's not going to have anything to do with it. You mentioned just now Benjamin Netanyahu accusing UNIFIL of allowing itself to be used as human shields by Hezbollah. As far as Lebanon, as Israel is concerned, UNIFIL has failed in its task. It failed in its mandate to create a demilitarized zone in southern Lebanon. Hezbollah, as I was saying a moment or two ago, was meant to have withdrawn beyond the Litani River, which is, give or take a bit, around about 30 kilometers north of the Israeli border. It just has not happened. On the contrary, Hezbollah has consolidated its presence in southern Lebanon. Israelis are calling it a fortress. There are places apparently where Hezbollah has been digging tunnels almost within vision of UN observation points. Israel says that is not tolerable. So we have 2 completely mutually contradictory positions here. And at the moment, it's difficult to see how things can move forward. Israel has said that it is going to go ahead willy-nilly with its operation and is demanding that UNIFIL withdraw 5 kilometres. UNIFIL, for the moment, saying it's not going to. But it's difficult to see, given the present circumstances and the presence of such a strong Israeli force in southern Lebanon, how UNIFIL can sustain its position.
All right, Rob Parsons, thank you very much for that analysis.